Well, it appears that we have a barn burner down there in Georgia. Or do we? Hey, good morning. Hey, it's January 6th, 2021, and last night was a pretty momentous event down in the great old Peach State there in Georgia. We had two senatorial races, and it would appear that things are going pretty well. Down there in Georgia, we had Raphael Warnock going up against Kelly Loeffler, and Jon Ossoff going up against David Perdue. David Perdue, long-time veteran senator out of Georgia, and Kelly Loeffler, who was an appointee into that position not too long ago, thus the special election. This in itself is also a special election because of the fact that it was a runoff. Everything was too close to call back in November, and so they decided to push it into January. Well, as you can imagine, well, maybe you can't imagine, I don't know, maybe you're a Trump supporter and that's why you're over here, but the reality is that I'm in the wrong place here. Let's try this one here. The reality is that we got a pretty good outcome. As you can see down here in this dark blue line, Raphael Warnock did pretty well. Now, he is a black man, the first elected black man in the South, first in the state of Georgia, first south of the Mason-Dixie line, and he beat Kelly Loeffler. Now, interestingly enough, Kelly Loeffler has come out heavily in support of Donald Trump in recent months and weeks, and I think it hurt her pretty bad. In the other race, you've got Jon Ossoff, a young guy, very, very passionate, very well-spoken, has got some great ideas, going up against an absolute dinosaur of a man in David Perdue. David Perdue, who's been around, again, for a very long time, made a great name for himself early in the days of the pandemic when he was lying to his constituents about the severity of this pandemic coming and played it down and made it sound like it wasn't going to be a big deal, just in time so he could sell a whole bunch of his stocks off and not lose money in the stock market. Now, one would say that makes him an intelligent man, but it also makes him a criminal. Regardless, no charges were brought up against the man because it happened with a number of senators throughout the Senate, including some prominent Democratic ones, some which I really don't like. But anyway, Warnock, like I said, this is Raphael Warnock right here. Well-spoken man, very intelligent, great ideas. 51 years old. He's a preacher, pastor. He talks like a pastor, which is sometimes great, sometimes not so much. But he has won by a pretty good margin, considering this is the day of the election. Jon Ossoff, he's a younger guy, 33 years old. Freaking baby. This man's 12 years younger than me. Holy cow. Well-educated man, background in economics. Maybe you got a young West Wing character here. Maybe a little bit of a presidential possibility going down the road. You know, I'm not going to say nothing, but maybe a Barnett, whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen the show in a while. So anyway, moving back on. So what's going to happen here is it's too close to call. Jeb Bartlett, by the way, brain flying. Again, in case you didn't know, I record this live every day. I do not go back in and edit. So when I make embarrassing mistakes like that, I keep them in there for you, for your entertainment. Also, if you hadn't had a chance, it's a good time for me to stop in and say, I really could use you to jump on and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me. If you subscribe, it allows me the opportunity to grow my channel, get more people to watch, and helps move me up in the results on YouTube when people are searching for things. So if you could do that for me, that would be great. But I do want to talk about something else here real quick. So this election, on election day, much like back in November, is not indicative of what the final results are going to be. The reality is that on election day, much like on yesterday's election day, much like back in January, it was mostly Republican voters that were showing up, even though the results are coming in for the Democrats. The reality is that nearly 1 million Georgians voted via early mailing, or mail-in ballots or early voting. Now, some of those have already been counted. The early voting's already been counted. But there is a large, large number of mail-in ballots that still have yet to be counted, and they are going to go predominantly for the Democrats. In addition, if you look here on the screen, Jon Ossoff is up by 26,000 votes. He's up by 26,000 votes right now. That's not right. What am I doing wrong here? 16,000 votes. He's up by 16,000 votes, and they have yet to finish counting Atlanta. Atlanta, being a large urban district, is going to come in predominantly Democrat. 2% of the voting is still left to go in. So if there has been over 4 million votes cast, that means 1% of that would be 40,000. So there's still 40,000 votes to be counted. Times 2. So there'll be 80,000 votes still to be counted. And Atlanta's probably going to go 70% for Ossoff. That's going to end up being a very comfortable win. Now, will it get a recount? Sure, absolutely. But I highly doubt that recount is going to go any other direction. Again, you also have mail-in ballots, which are going to come in predominantly for Jon Ossoff. So while the AP has not called this race, they have called this one. While they have not called this race, it is clearly over. And it is a great, great day, because that means, and I can't believe I did not put his picture up here, but that means that this crazy son of a bitch right here, Touche Turtle, is no longer going to be the Senate Majority Leader. That is going to fall on the great and honorable Chuck Schumer, the dinosaur that he is as well. But Chuck Schumer of New York State, he's my senator. So he will be the new man in power in Washington in very, very soon, in a matter of days, most likely. I posted on social media last night, I wish to God, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall or had a camera in the room when Mitch McConnell realized that he was going to lose, and he was going to lose his Senate Majority Leader position. Now, one would say, as is often the case, the Senate Majority Leader is the most powerful man in Washington for real. It's actually not the President of the United States. Many people don't understand how politics works, but as we've seen so horrifically for a long, long while now with Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader dictates everything that's going to happen in politics. What laws are passed or what bills even reach a vote. He is a powerful controller of his own party and really dictates what Senate rules are going to be followed, so on and so forth. And he has been in power for too long now and has really destroyed decorum in Washington. So here's to hoping, come on, Chucky, here's to hoping that Charles Schumer, the Honorable Charles Schumer of New York State, Democrat, is going to put us back on the right path. But I would make the argument going forward, and I had thought this myself, but I was also confirmed from another friend of mine on social media who posted about this last night and caught me off guard because I hadn't thought about it in a little bit. But the real most powerful man, the one that's really going to get things done over the coming months and next year and is going to wield a lot of negotiating power, is this man right here, Joe Manchin. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Joe Manchin. If you're spending time watching my bullshit, you probably are into politics already. But Joe Manchin is from West Virginia. West Virginia is a country state. They are unbelievably red, but yet have had this Democratic politician in office for a long time. Now, Joe Manchin, who is an affable guy, and I like him. Every time I see him in an interview, I have to say that I would like to have a drink with the man, but he is not a liberal Democrat. He is not a progressive Democrat. He is an old school blue collar Democrat. He is a Democrat of the men and the people. He is a Democrat of unions, sure, but he also knows how to get things done in rural, forested, mountainous West Virginia. And there is no guarantee at all that this man is going to vote with the party on the big pieces of legislation. Because Joe Manchin, while he might be a man of the people and a man of the blue-collar people, he also enjoys his power. And he is not going to want to vote on anything that is going to put him at risk of losing his position in the Senate in the state of West Virginia. So, much like Claire McCaskill used to be, there are some senators out there in pretty red states that often vote in ways that upset the party works, we'll just say. And we'll leave it at that. It's going to be an interesting couple of days. Now, today in D.C., we have the interesting events that are going to most likely occur in the Congress, where we are going to have the House and the Senate are going to vote to ratify the election. And a number of senators, I forgot the exact what it's up to now. I think 13 last I looked. Don't quote me on that, though. I might be wrong. And many Republican members of the House of Representatives have decided that they are going to argue against ratifying the election, saying that the results were possibly tampered with or fraudulent or whatever crazy wild speculation they want to say, and that there should be a commission formed to look into this election. Now, number one most important thing is that that's not going to actually stop anything from happening. There's not going to be anywhere near enough votes to actually overturn the election or halt the election or halt the inauguration on the 20th. This is grandstanding. This is grandstanding at the absolute worst that Washington gets. But unfortunately, it's the reality of it. Donald Trump tweeted out yesterday that the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, needs to go in there and change votes. And now, the reality is that can't happen. It's not, however, stop this crazy man from posting all over Twitter for the last couple of days. He is just railing against everything right now. He's been posting just blatant lies. He retweeted this woman last night saying that Pennsylvania is going to Trump. That's not true. That's actually not. And I love that Twitter is actually correcting the president in real time again now. You got this crazy woman just all over the place. But even last night he was talking about they found 4,000 votes. Now this morning, where was it? I saw it just a little bit ago. Here it goes. They just happened to find 50,000 ballots late last night. Hey, listen, this is how mail-in ballots work. It's not that they're found, it's that they're placed somewhere in safekeeping, often in a Board of Elections building somewhere. It's not, he's railing against this. I mean, what this man is doing is terrible. It's terrible for our democracy. It's terrible for our voting system. It's terrible for our view amongst the rest of the world. I don't understand how the President of the United States can say one thing that is in complete opposition to the Justice Department, the legislative boards of every state in the country that has ratified their election results, the secretaries of state of every single state in the country, and the voters, because he lost, and now his party has lost both houses of Congress, although we already had the House, or both chambers. We already had the House. But there are people that believe him, this one man, over the entire institution. The reality is that we cannot have a conspiracy that large. And by the way, I continue to say this, you've heard it all over the internet for months now. If we were going to rig an election, it wouldn't be for Trump to lose, it would have been for Mitch McConnell to lose. Mitch McConnell won handily, by the way. We would have overturned that if we were going to be corrupt and rig an election. He's the one that would have lost. He's the most powerful man in Washington. He's the one that if we had the opportunity to get him out of the Senate, you'd get him out of the Senate. But he won. And half of these politicians that are railing today against the election process and in support of Donald Trump, they won their elections on the same ballot. They want to overturn the election, but only the presidential one. They don't want to. I'm not turning over anything else. Just the presidential election. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Everything that's going on in politics is ridiculous, except for the fact that we just picked up 2 Senate seats. Now, what that means, in case you didn't know, and I guess I didn't finish my thought earlier, the Senate is now 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans. Actually, it's 49 Democrats, 1 independent, and 50 Republicans. But Bernie Sanders is certainly never going to vote with Republicans. That leaves the tie-breaking vote in the event of a 50-50 to our new incoming Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. And again, because one Democrat, if this was like, say we were going to put up a vote for, say, universal health care, and it was going to come down to party lines, 50-50. It's going to come down to party lines. We can't trust Joe Manchin. We cannot trust Joe Manchin. And what will end up happening is they'll have to put so much pork into that bill in order to pull Joe Manchin to vote for a bill that's going to be devastating to him politically, that it's simply not going to happen. But we'll see. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. Let's enjoy this win. Let's wait for the official result and watch all the fireworks that are going on today in Washington, because it's going to be crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. Hey, once again, if you could for me, if you have not, if you found this video and you're enjoying what you're seeing, please click that subscribe button down below. Click the bell for notifications going forward, and like the video if you like this video today. I do these videos every day for those of you that are just finding me today, because hopefully some people are searching for this information on YouTube. But I am doing videos Monday through Friday here on the Daily Octane. I cover a number of different subjects: politics, entertainment, pop culture, books, all kinds of stuff like that. I posted one video, but there's a lot more to come. I'm going to introduce a gaming element to this. I'm going to start doing some streaming on Twitch and then uploading it here onto YouTube. I may even multi-stream at some point in the future. We'll see if I get viewers. I just happened to post one video the other day and got more views on a gaming video than I do on most of this nonsense. Now, obviously, I'm a moron here, just talking about bullshit I believe in. But gaming's fun. So if I can have fun and make videos, I mean, I'm having fun right now, of course, but if you like my videos, check out these other videos that are right here right now, by the way. One of them is going to be a video that's recommended to you, and the other one's going to be my daily rants that I do like this. So check them out if you haven't before, and right here in the middle, subscribe to my channel. Click on that link right there. It brings you to my main channel page. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Daily Octane. It's been my pleasure. I'm in a good mood today. Good night in politics. I was nervous going into this, and it turned out pretty well. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.